I would say that PKF is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Little middle school Maddie was actually on the very first Northway Christian community trip to Surf City. That was the moment at Surf City that I gave my life to Jesus. I'm Maddie Zamberlin. I work for the Pittsburgh Kids Foundation as their PKF Camps program manager. My dad is a pastor. We've moved around quite a bit in his sphere of ministry, and so whenever we got to Northway, we stayed. Surf City is the pinpoint that I knew that I had a church family. I had friends that I could fall back on. I remember Corey Grant was giving the gospel message. I think the moment that it actually clicked for me, like he said, like, you have a choice. You're either gonna pick the world or you're going to pick Jesus. I made the decision right then and there to be like, okay, I'm gonna stick with Jesus the whole way. High school, definitely, I struggled a lot. I just kind of was labeled as like the pastor's kid. Oh, like she's so innocent. That was a part of my testimony that I actually hated. Like I hated being a Christian at that point because it just ostracized me. I had this almost like testimony envy. Like I wanted the big encounter with God. I wanted the big 180 shift. Like I just kind of had a boring old Christian girl life. I graduated high school in 2020, and I eventually had decided I am going to go overseas, and I landed in El Salvador for 6 months. I had the experience to work alongside drug addicts and alcohol addicts and survivors of human trafficking. God called me into gradual, deeper relationship with Him, and it was a really cool thing to be able to recognize that. A lot of those who struggled with addictions that I met in El Salvador were students. And so whenever I got to hang out with them and really see how they were growing, I just developed a passion for students, to reach those students who feel like they don't have a story, because they do. God has given them a unique story that He is gradually drawing them close to Himself. My internship with the Pittsburgh Kids Foundation started when I was at Waynesburg University. As I wrapped up college, I was like, dang, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And so I started full-time in January of 2025. Having the opportunity to go to camps and now having the opportunity to lead camp, just that full, circle moment is really, really cool, and honestly is one of the best parts that I would say that God has written into my story. Just that generational kind of ministry that's going on. I felt like I didn't have a story. I was like a pastor's kid that just didn't really have this crazy experience with God. If I had to tell my 6th grade self that I would be leading camp that I actually gave my life to Jesus at, I would say that you do have a story, and it's an important one that God is just gradually showing you His love and His faithfulness over time.